Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session from Neukkari and RadVision about simplifying enterprise video communications by integrating your usage of unified communications and Microsoft Link with your usage of video conferencing thanks to a video interoperability gateway that is available from RadVision. My name is Nicolas Dramais. I am leading the UC business development for RadVision in the EMEA and CALA regions. A few words about RadVision. RadVision has been active in the video conferencing market since 20 years. And we are very recognized and renowned in the market for our infrastructure components for video conferencing, and recognized as being the most interoperable video conferencing platform of the market, in the sense that we are able to bring into a conference many different devices from many different vendors. During these 20 years, we have introduced a long series of innovations and industry first. Like, for instance, we were among the first to place video calls, video communications over IP networks 20 years ago. And then we launched the first IP MCU. MCU stands for Multi-Point Conferencing Unit. It's a video conferencing bridge. First with H323 support and then SIP. Then we launched the 3G video gateway for mobile video phones over UMTS networks. We were the first to support the H264 SVC standard. SVC stands for Scalable Video Coding, and that's a standard that allows to better cope with network problems like packet losses, and that allows to place video communications over the internet. We have been the first to release a video gateway for Microsoft Link, and that's going to be the topic of the presentation today. As well as we have released a brand new room system endpoint, video endpoint, that is called the XT5000 endpoint, and which is the first endpoint of its class to support a dual video stream running at 1080p resolution and 60 frames per second. And this endpoint is actually demonstrated on the Neukkari booth at this show, so please come and take a look for yourself. As well as the video gateway for Microsoft Link is also demonstrated at the Neukkari booth. We have a global presence. We are active on all the continents. In Finland, we are represented by Neukkari, acting as our distributor as well as a service provider. So Neukkari is actually delivering a hosted service based on the RadVision platform for those customers who do not wish to invest into their own infrastructure. So that is something to remember. Here is an overview of our product portfolio. We pretty much cover all the possible usage of video communications in the enterprise environment, ranging from the high-end immersive telepresence experience to the desktop video communications on PCs with a web client, mobile conferencing on iPhones and iPads, room-based video conferencing, as well as a personal desk endpoint. And this is complemented with all the infrastructure components that allow to do multi-point, multi-party conferencing, and the various gateways that connects into different environments. We will focus on the Scopia video gateway for Microsoft Link for the following part of the presentation. With that portfolio, we are very well positioned and very committed to actually bring video communications onto as many devices, as many different devices as possible, and from multiple brands. So we are actually endpoint agnostic. We want to be able to connect any sort of video endpoints from whatever vendor into a conference. That's really what our core focus, and we do that by adding on the network our infrastructure elements, and this allows to conduct video communications onto telepresence rooms from different vendors, room system video endpoints, desktop video on PCs or Mac computers, UC integration with Microsoft Link, that's what we are going to see, as well as mobile conferencing on iPhones, iPads, and pretty soon Android devices as well. So, and once again, we have some of this being demonstrated live at the Neukkari booth. for instance, the room system video endpoints, as well as the link integration and the mobile conferencing on iPad. All of that is demonstrated live on the Neukkari booth, so please come and take a look for yourself. So let's now dive into the topic of the presentation, which is the integration of video conferencing with Microsoft Link. First, let me ask you a question. How many of you are familiar with Microsoft Link as a unified communications platform? Okay. And how many of you have already deployed it in your company? Okay. All right. So most of you know what it is about. It's all about unifying communications in the enterprise world by merging together instant messaging, presence, audio and video communications, web conferencing, and telephony. Most of the market analysts believe that Link is actually the leading UC platform in the market by the extent of its features, but also by the adoption rate in the market. Now, the good news is that RadVision is the first to actually come up with a video gateway for Microsoft Link that is fully certified by Microsoft. So, in order to get certified by Microsoft for Link, we had to comply to a long list of technical requirements. And from an end-user perspective, what this means is that a certified gateway like ours is able to do things that are listed below, like end-to-end encryption from Link to the video conferencing side, end-to-end, the ability to traverse firewalls on the Link side and on the video conferencing side as well, the way that Link does it, the ability to place video conferencing sessions across companies, between external companies, through the firewalls via what Microsoft calls the Link Federation. That is another key requirement. And the ability to use Link as an MCU itself, because Link has some capabilities to do multi-point conferencing as well, with some limitations as well, as we will see. And those limitations are actually complemented by our video gateway for Link. And the last point is that this gateway, because it is certified by Microsoft, is officially supported by the Microsoft teams and technical teams worldwide as well. And this is in contrast to other solutions that are available on the market, but which are not certified. Like, for instance, not to name it, the Cisco gateway for Link is actually not certified by Microsoft because it is not able to do the things that I've just mentioned. And this is a key thing to keep in mind. So let's see how this video gateway allows you to integrate Link with your video conferencing deployment. Basically, by taking a network gateway approach, it makes it possible to actually take all your existing video endpoints and even your existing hardware MCUs, video bridges, and integrate those into the Link environment without having to replace those endpoints by new endpoints, like some other vendors would tell you, without having to push firmware upgrades, without having even to modify the configuration. So this is really our core strength, is to be able to take any existing video conferencing deployment of whatever brand, from whatever vendor. It could be Cisco, it could be Polycom, Thornburg, Lifesize. We actually don't care. We take the existing video conferencing deployment as it is, and we integrate it into Link. And basically what we do is that we talk to Active Directory, we talk to the Link server side, we create contacts that will represent those video endpoints, and through the network activity detection that we see for those endpoints, we can tell whether the endpoint is actually switched on or switched off, whether it's operational or not, whether it's registered or not, whether it's already in a call or not. And we publish that information as presence information into the Link server side so that Link can actually distribute that information to all the Link clients to make it easy for end users to get immediately the information the availability information about this endpoint and the ability to call it straight from the Microsoft Link contact list. So that's how it looks basically. Since you have the video endpoints of your company in all the meeting rooms of your company around the world, if you are a multinational company, you can directly call any of these rooms directly from Link, simply by selecting the contact that you want to call and do a right click and start a video call with it. So it's as simple as that. So by this, you see that it dramatically simplifies the usage of video conferencing, since all these meeting rooms, which may seem complicated at first sight, you know, because you have to use a remote control and so on, suddenly become so easy, because from your Link client, you can just do a click and start a video call with it. Behind the scenes, of course, the gateway does all the signaling translation and all the media transcoding that is required in order to connect Link to a video conferencing endpoint. Why is it so? Because Link uses a very different set of protocols and media codecs than what is used on the video conferencing side. And on the Link side, typically it's SIP that is used for the signaling, and RT video, which is a Microsoft specific codec, is used to do high definition video. Now on the video conferencing side, the protocols used are different. It's usually H.323 for the signaling, and for the video it is the H.264 video codec that is used. So there needs to be something in the middle, like our gateway, that does this transcoding in real time. Now beside point-to-point calling, you also get the ability to receive presentation content from a meeting room, from a video endpoint in the meeting room, into your Link client, so that you can actually follow, exactly like all the other video endpoints, you can follow a presentation that is being given with some content. Another thing is multiple ringing. You may be familiar in Link. You may be familiar with that feature in Link for voice. It's actually the ability to receive an incoming call, voice call, for instance, and then it will ring on all the devices that you have registered under your SIP address in Link. So, for instance, your Link client on your computer will be ringing, your mobile phone will be ringing, and your desk phone will be ringing, and you can actually decide where you want to take the call. We do exactly the same, but for video. So if you receive an incoming call, your Link client will be ringing, as well as your personal video endpoint on your desk, if you have one, and then you have the ability to select where you want to take the call. Obviously, if you're traveling, you will use your Link client on your computer, but if you're at your desk, it might be interesting to use your dedicated video endpoint to actually do the call. Now, we have two modes of operations. One mode for multi-point calls, one mode is to use Link itself as an MCU. In that case, Link acts as a software-based MCU, which might be enough for many customers. The thing to keep in mind is that there are some limitations, like for instance, the fact that Link as an MCU does video switching. So you only see the active speaker video, and then the video will switch to the next speaker. Okay? The other thing to keep in mind is that the quality, the maximum resolution in multipoint with Link is VGA. Okay? So it's not high definition. Now, for those customers who would like to get a more advanced experience, like for instance getting this mosaic video image showing all the participants simultaneously, for doing this, a hardware MCU is required, and that's the second mode of operation: is to use a hardware MCU behind the video gateway to provide more advanced video processing capabilities and do more advanced video transcoding, and for instance do support high definition participants together with standard definition, and provide the best conferencing experience. With a hardware MCU in place, things that you can do is to add telepresence systems into the same conference as the Link clients. Or for instance, you can add mobile conferencing on iPad or on iPhone, together with the link clients in the same conference. If you want to see this, come to the Neukkari booth. We can show you a conference call with link clients and telepresence rooms connected into it, as well as mobile iPad users. Another thing we can do with our hardware MCU is what is called a video auto attendant, and that's basically a video IVR menu. To get this, it's very simple. You just call the contact that represent the auto attendant on the link contact list, and by doing so, you get a visual menu of all the conferences going on the network, and you can very easily select the conference you want to reach by just selecting the number with the dial pad. And once you do that, you join into the conference from your link client. And in this case, there's a hardware MCU, so you get this mosaic screen experience, this continuous presence experience. Telepresence interoperability, I won't be long on that slide, but this is just to mention that we support the interconnection of telepresence systems from many different vendors, such as Cisco. And this is how it looks like from the end user perspective, from the link client. You can see at the top the large strip coming from the segment of the telepresence room that is currently speaking. And the smaller video windows are coming from either other link clients users or video endpoints in some meeting rooms. We also support scheduling, of course, from Outlook. And we list all the possible ways to join into a conference, and one of these ways is to use your link client. In terms of feature set and capacity, one gateway can support up to 10 concurrent high-definition calls, or 20 VGA calls, or 40 CIF calls. And then we can stack as many gateways as needed. Those gateways are actually registered into our management software that is able to manage those gateways in a distributed manner, so it can be distributed onto multiple sites, and the gateway is also able to do the best and optimized routing between those gateways. Now, a very important slide is that everything we have seen so far is available also as a hosted service and provided by Neukkari in Finland, so that you don't even have to buy your infrastructure. You can get all of that as a service, as a hosted service from Neukkari. And to be able to do that, obviously, our platform has to be service provider compliant, service provider friendly, and support things like multi-tenancy, and also support the hosted pack version of Link for service providers. This is an example of an integration into an existing Cisco Tandberg video environment, which is quite a common case. So we are able to extend a Cisco Tandberg video environment to integrate it into Link with our certified video gateway. Because those customers, when they go and talk to Cisco, they don't get a proper answer from Cisco on how to integrate with Link. And this is where we jump in, and this is where we can help the customer to actually get a proper integration of their existing Cisco Tandberg environment into Link. We don't replace any components. We simply add our gateway and our management server, and we communicate with the endpoints that are registered into VCS, which is the Cisco gatekeeper, and we don't modify any configuration of that. The benefit for the customer is that suddenly it all integrates into Link. And to do that, obviously, we have to implement the Cisco VCS API in order to get the most and the best integration possible with the Cisco environment, so that we are able to actually get the presence indication, the presence information from those Tandberg video endpoints, and we publish that into Link, and we are able to make this forking mechanism or multiple ringing mechanism that I've mentioned before, also for those endpoints which are sitting behind VCS. In summary, we have seen that by integrating your video conferencing usage with your Link usage, you can tremendously simplify enterprise video communications in your environment. And by doing so, the productivity, the business productivity is greatly enhanced, as well as the competitiveness of your company. And the return on investment that you get from this integration of VC with UC is even greater than the individual ROIs. We have seen that we enable investment protection so that you don't have to replace any of your video endpoints. We just take them as they are, and we integrate those into Link. And finally, all of this, all that we have seen is available as a service, as a hosted service from Neukkari in Finland, so that you don't even have to buy your own infrastructure. That's what I had for this session. I thank you for your attention, and I will be glad to answer any questions if you have. Yes? We will not do it ourselves, because that's going to be done by Microsoft themselves, following the acquisition of Skype by Microsoft. So in the next release of Link, Microsoft will provide an interoperability between Link and Skype. And since we integrate into Link, this will be transparent to us, so that we will be able, through Microsoft and through Link, to bring Skype users into a conference together with Link users and all the video endpoints that we have seen. Other questions? Comments, remarks, objections?
How about the support for
Windows
Windows phone systems?
Phone. That's a very good question, and we get often the question from Microsoft, which is logical, since we support iPhone, we support BlackBerry, we support Android, but we haven't mentioned Windows Phone. We are completely open to that, but to be completely honest, we are actually waiting to see the market adoption of Windows Phone, to see how popular it becomes, before we actually decide to support it. Are you, I mean, do you think that Windows Phone is going to be very successful? What's your opinion on that?
It's not going to be popular if vendors don't support from the start.
Mm-hmm.
They wait to it become popular, it never becomes popular.
Right. Okay, but as I mentioned, we are completely open to it, and we are at the moment in the observation mode to see what's going to be the market adoption. Any other questions? No? So with that, I finish my session, and I thank you very much for your attention.